Hello again, sports fans. Scott Travis here, coming at you from the Sports Den. I wanted to talk about the whole Bruins trying to make the deal to get Jarome Iginla from the Calgary Flames, and just what I've been following this story all day. It's really unbelievable. If you didn't see any of the news, the Bruins apparently had reached a deal with Calgary yesterday afternoon at noontime. And supposedly, Jay Feaster, the GM of Calgary, informed Peter Chiarelli that the trade, they agreed to the trade. As far as Chiarelli said, the trade was made, was what they were told. Then the story that Chiarelli told, he held a press conference. The Bruins actually held a press conference and had Chiarelli talk. He explained, a lot of what happened, and he said, he was calling to try and figure out what was going on, and they were not returning the calls. So it really comes down to I don't really think Chiarelli could be faulted in this situation. The only possible way is if you said, well, if he had put enough players in there where Calgary was totally blown away by the offer, and where they didn't even consider double checking it with Iginla. But unfortunately, after Feaster tells Chiarelli that he has a deal, apparently, what I'm guessing is this is what I'm gathering out of what I've heard and read today and watched and heard from everybody involved, Iginla and Chiarelli and everything, and even Feaster. What I'm guessing has happened is they went to Iginla to tell him he was traded to Boston, and he might have probably said something like, "Oh, is that? Did you check with Pittsburgh? Did they make an offer? Something like that. Can you check with them one more time? Because I really would rather go play with Sidney Crosby. They had played together in the Olympics in 2010 and won the gold medal. So that's probably what happened. And then they went to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh agreed to the deal that they ended up making. I mean, Calgary, Feaster has come out and said that the Bruins was a better offer. And I think what really happened, I don't think Jay Feaster was out to, screw the Bruins, but I think what happened is they just maybe in deference to Iginla. I mean, here's a guy that's been with them for so many years and the face of the franchise, for the last 13 years. I think they just said, in deference, maybe we will check in with Pittsburgh. And in that sense, I think the Bruins just are unfortunate that they were the ones on the short end as a result of that. And in that sense, it begs the question I wanted to mention, too. This is the third player that the Bruins wanted, if you count Michael Ryder, and he ended up going to Montreal. We didn't get that deal done. And then Brendan Morrow from Dallas was available as well. And we had already been talking to Dallas about Ryder, I guess. I think we did try and make an effort there. So somehow he ends up going to Pittsburgh as well, and and these guys now are claiming, like Iginla did today, they want to go play with Sidney Crosby, and it's starting to sound like the NBA where LeBron wants to play with D Wade and stuff. And I hope it doesn't turn into that. I didn't think it would with the salary cap and whatever, but anyway, so that's probably what happened. I think Iginla probably just wanted to, see if Pittsburgh did want him. He probably, him and Crosby were probably talking throughout the day. It just is terrible that Feaster, after telling Chiarelli he has a deal, then, instead, don't say you have a deal. Just say, okay, let me run it by Jarome, make sure he signs off. Well, Chiarelli, could have been able to talk to him. But anyway, that's too bad on what happened. And hopefully the Bruins are going to be aggressive. If Martin St. Louis or anybody from the Flyers, Briere or Talbot, anybody with a proven winning pedigree, the Bruins should be looking at here because they need offense and they need guys who are good at both ends that are going to be able to come in and play on this team and provide a spark. And I'd love to see Martin St. Louis. And I think the only unfortunate thing is now I think the Bruins might have to give up too much because teams are going to know that the Bruins really need to make a move, which they have to do now because the Penguins definitely are the team to beat. I don't think there's any doubt about that. They've been playing well, won 13 in a row, and Malkin hasn't even been playing. So that's how it looks, I think, folks. I think the Bees need to make some more moves. And I'm not even going to get into last night. The Bruins, again, fell apart in the third period. That's a concern. Yet another third period loss. And penalties, you can question a lot of them, but you got to stay out of the box. And you have to know when you play Montreal, you're going to get called for penalties. They're the top in the league in drawing penalties, so you have to know that's their game. But anyway, Bruins ended up blowing a 4-2 and 5-3 leads and lost 6-5 in the shootout. So that's it for now. I'll be talking to you soon. You can follow me on Twitter at ScottTravisSN and also on Facebook at Scott Travis Sports News. Thanks for watching. I'll be talking to you soon.